guys. This is week number 11 in the garden, and things are kind of, it's not fall yet, but things are kind of getting to that point where they're starting to maybe wind down a little bit. The peppers are not, I think because there's something that takes a little bit longer. The tomatoes are starting to ripen. Not super fast, which is okay. I'm getting enough that I can eat daily and keep up with it. We just had some BLTs yesterday with the great whites, and then we had a really nice great white tomato, and we cut up a black prim, and both very different flavor, but really good. So the great white, I have a picture, I'll put it in the video. Sorry about the traffic coming by, but when you slice it, you see very little seeds in it. It's just almost solid, so it's really cool. And then the black creme is just really good flavor. It's probably one of my favorite tomatoes, and it's so pretty when you cut it open, and the slices and stuff. The colors are really cool. So that's going well. The peppers I've been picking quite a bit, and freezing them. I've made stuffed peppers just once, and I use them in almost everything I make. I kind of just do, it's not like a stir fry, but kind of, I guess. Like, you just throw a bunch of vegetables, saute it, and then put some meat in there and throw it over noodles or cabbage or rice, you know, anything like that. So that's been good. And I'm going to take you through and show you my big old pumpkin. I got one pumpkin on there, and I'll kind of show you some of the watermelon. I have quite a few coming. So I think we'll get a pretty good harvest at that. I hope it wasn't a bad idea to trellis them and to tie them. I don't know how big they're gonna get, you know. So that'll be interesting. I had the moon and stars, and I've never, excuse me, I've never grown them before. My goodness, it's like dump truck over this morning. So another thing, you'll see I have a picture of some vegetables that I made all in, it's a picture in a basket. And all of that went into my dinner on the other night. I can't remember what night it was. But you'll see 4 ears of corn. So, yeah, I know last week when I made the video, I said, you know, probably about 2 weeks we'll be eating corn. Well, that's accurate. Most of our stuff we'll be eating in 2 weeks. But I was able to pick 4 ears the other night. And probably this weekend I might be able to get a couple more. So that's pretty sweet. And it was really good sweet corn. So there's nothing better than those little poppy kernels. So yeah, that's the first batch from Jung Seeds. It's Jung, and that was what my client gave me. And I wasn't really a fan of the corn itself at first, like the stalk and what it was looking like, but it tasted really good. So maybe it's just been a while since I had sweet corn. I don't know. But yeah, my cucumbers, they're kind of dwindling down a little bit. I'm still getting quite a few, but the plants themselves look kind of iffy. And I think the bugs, I think the squash bugs are finally getting into it. Oh, there's a hummingbird. It's on my zinnias. I've never seen one here. That's so cool. I want to put out hummingbird food now. I've never seen one here. I didn't know they liked zinnias. I think he's gone now. I think I scared him. Anyways, okay. Well, here, I'll take you through the garden. This isn't the next morning. I already did the garden tour, so this is just a little intro that I do. So, anyway, how cool is that? Okay, we'll see you guys on week number 12. And hopefully by then we'll have quite a bit of stuff being harvested, and maybe I have more to show you. So I'll see you guys later. So the first thing I want to show you guys is the very, very large pumpkin sitting right there. It's big. I will try to get a close-up. Here's my hand at the bottom. And I have it with some nylons, hopefully holding it up. I don't know if it gets much bigger. I'm not sure if it'll stay. It's the only pumpkin I have on the vine. So I think it's getting a lot of juice and a lot of energy to grow. We got a really big plant, but not a lot of fruit on it. So there's that. The squash. Let me back up so you can see it. Takes up the whole frame. Got the delicata squash. Now I'm not really sure when these are done. I have to do a little bit of research. I don't know if they are a fall plant or like a winter squash or summer squash, but I think I have one that's ripe, so I'll show you that here in a second. But yeah, the thing is just, it's amazingly large. And here are my cucumbers. You can see that they're a little bit on the yellow side. Sorry, I have an itch on my hand, so the camera's gonna wiggle a little bit. But I've gotten a couple gallons worth of cucumbers off of there, like pickles that I made. This is the pickling side. There's going through. I still have been picking quite a few cucumbers. They have slowed down a little bit. Like I said, you can kind of see they look a little wilty and icky on the bottom. They don't look as good as they could be right now. There's more of that humongous squash plant. Cabbage is gone. Still have that little guy there. The peppers, I've been picking them and freezing and using and all of the above. So let's see here. You can kind of see in my squash, the one down there is the one I think is ripe. Even the one here in the front, well, right down in there, I think might be ripe too. But we got a couple more in here. There is actually quite a bit of delicata squash, so it's a good thing that I actually like them because I think we'll be eating them a lot. And we make them like potatoes, so we'll be one per person. So the watermelon on this side, the pumpkin over the top. So I finally picked an Anaheim, which is my favorite pepper. So I picked a really nice one. Here's another one. It's smaller. We got a couple little bitty ones forming on this. The plants themselves, like I said, are huge. They're doing great. I think I'm gonna can some jalapenos here soon. That plant's looking a little iffy right now. But okay, let's do the tomatoes here. I'll show you what I did. So the bottom leaves have been dying off, so as they die I kind of trim them up. So it looks different than other years that I've had, but it's actually doing really well. But the tomatoes that it has on it, this doesn't produce as well as the other ones I've done in the other years. But I mean, look at that cluster right here. I mean, there's tons. So we'll be having cherry tomatoes for a while. Amish paste. I have an Amish paste ripening. And this is actually a really nice size one. The size of some of these are the paste for a paste tomato. They're really impressive to me. The Great White, we're gonna eat one tonight on our BLTs. You can see this one's starting to ripen. And these are a really nice size tomato also. Look at, like, this is a good one. So you see that. The Jubilees, which I'm questioning if they are Jubilee. They are starting to turn, so I will tell you soon. The only reason I question is because other years I've grown them and the plant, like, they're bigger, like, I don't know. But there's a whole bunch on there. The Mr. Stripey didn't have a lot on it, had that big one, and it happened to be rotten. So that's really disappointing. But there's quite a few in here. Two. You got my flowers. My big old sunflower that was in here just keeled over, broke. He's rotten in the middle. But look at that thing. It's like, it was a big one. But yeah, it just fell right over. And my beautiful flowers. I love zinnias. This one is still going strong. I think that's the third week that it's been here. So anyway, okay, moving on to the next bed. up on the side bed, the zucchini plants are insanely large. They are slowing down a little bit. I have a lot of squash bugs in there. So, I don't know. This might not be the greatest year. The plants look beautiful, but the fruit itself isn't, not so much. Here's my one Roma plant. It's huge. It's probably 3 feet across. And there's just a ton of tomatoes in there. So we're gonna get a really good harvest off of this. And then we have the Prudence Purple, which I am really liking this plant. It's kind of intermixed with the Black Krim, but most of that area. And the tomatoes in here, they are humongous. There's that one. Look at these guys. They're kind of hard. Hold on, let me see if I can hold the plant. Get my hand in here. I can't even get my hand all the way around that one. So, and it's loaded with huge. These ones are gonna get bigger, obviously. Look at that one. It's like 3 in 1. There's another one, 2 in 1. So here we're getting over to the Black Krim, and I've been getting quite a few ripe ones off of it. And man, so this is also part of the Black Krim here. So that's a double one. Oh, hopefully I didn't just break that off. But these tomatoes are so pretty. I have a picture of them cut up. They're so pretty inside. All the different color to them. Here's a couple more that are ripening. And these are a nice size too. Not as big as the Prudence Purple, but there's just tons and tons of tomatoes in there. And now we're starting the San Marzanos, and I mean, this plant's been loaded all summer so far. They're starting to turn. Look at the length of these though. Like, they're a really nice size, and I can feel how nice they feel. There's gonna be a lot of more of the flesh. Oh, look at that. It's like, there you go. But it's gonna be a fleshy tomato, not a lot of seeds. The Great Whites are also like that. I cut one open yesterday and there wasn't a lot of seeds in there. So, yeah, we're really getting into the tomato season now. Now I do have a couple here. I'm gonna pull this one because, see, we have this coming on the bottom, and it's rotten. So I'll pull that one off. I did the same thing on these where I started to cut the leaves that were dying on them. But you can see how nice and big they are. Compared to the ones in the back, they don't look that big, but they're still really nice, healthy plants. And then there's this triple crop, climbing triple crop. And you can see where the trellis ends here, and the plant continues on up from there. So they're a little harder to see, but there is tons in here as well. Now the second one that was supposed to be a triple crop but is not. The amount of tomatoes, and I have a couple ripening in there. But look at all these tomatoes. The more you look, the more you see. And so the Cherokee Purples, I'm gonna go to the other side to show you because I have a couple that are ripening. I'll kind of give you a glimpse from this side. And here are Cherokee Purples, and I've heard really good things about them, so I'm excited to try them. They're starting to ripen. And there's quite a few in here too. You know, the more you look, the more you see, same as before. And then there's this one, and nothing's ripening on this quite yet. So, really nice plants. Here's my humongous yellow squash taking over my basil, but I did pick some for dinner yesterday. The cabbage is a really nice head. Here's another really nice one. And peppers, peppers, peppers. I've been picking peppers, freezing them, using them. So I've been really happy with this crop. This year. And the plants themselves look beautiful. Okay, so I have one cauliflower that rotted. The other one I covered. Like I folded the leaves over. And these ones are kind of, they're not really in there. So, yeah, my humongous plants. Unfortunately, I think because there's so many leaves, they're not getting pollinated enough. That's my guess. Not sure if it's really true or not, but I'm still getting plenty enough to eat and give away and freeze and make bread, and then I'm freezing the bread. So, a lot of stuff going on with that. But beautiful, beautiful garden this year. Look at all them tomatoes. I can't wait till they're all red. So not too much going on in this bed. The the onions are starting to all fall over. They're done. You know, I planted them on May 1st, so they're getting to the end of their season. Oh, there's a rabbit. Oh, eating my stuff. Probably my carrots. But anyway, yeah, they're all starting to fold over, which is time. That's normal. I have to show you this before my phone dies. This is the biggest onion of the year. It is a beast. So, they've been really good though. The parsnips, I was cutting off some of the stuff last week. I kind of talked about that, and I got some blisters from the parsnips. So, FYI, if you're going to handle that, be careful. Probably wear long sleeves. I got some carrots popping up through here. And sunflowers, a couple fell down with the weather. And our corn. Like I said, I picked 4 yesterday. It's kind of a fluke, I believe. But we're getting some really nice ears on this stuff now. But man, this is the prettiest silk I've ever seen. So not too much to really show with this. Except for the honkingly big, tall sunflower. Sorry for my term, I don't know what else to call it. It's honking big. But yeah, look at it compared to the others. Like, it's way up there. It's probably a good 12 feet. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to throw in a couple other pictures of the corn and whatnot. It was so good. Really small, poppy, little kernels. It was, oh, I was so happy. I couldn't even pass it up. Like, I had to have it. So, anyway, there is this bed. And let me see if I can get a side view of this. Because the sunflowers keep falling out over here, so you might actually get a view of the corn. You can kind of appreciate the whole garden itself. So there it is. But yes, so that was the youngs or jungs, however you want to say it, corn that I ate last night. And the next stuff will be all white, so I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I got one that kind of fell down. Let's see how big this head is on this guy. It's really hanging low. It's a good size too, compared to my hand, but the birds are already starting to get in there and eat my seeds. I'll never be able to save them, I don't think. I can never beat the birds. But anyway, so that's week number 11. And yeah, like I said, things are really kind of starting to wind down and harvest season is upon us. So we will see you on week number 12. So here is my Moon and Stars watermelon. This one I believe is the same thing. There's one down here. You can't see that in there. One down here. Hanging there. These are looking a little bit yellowed down here too. And then there's the one on the ground.